tell them to be online, so
Okay.
hopefully they can try later.
No problem. So let's start with meditation. You can sit in a comfortable meditation posture.
Yes, one people.
I think, Caitlin, you may like to try keep your, maybe if your device is on the bed, then I will see better. No? You know, there is a bed behind you. If you keep the device on the bed and you sit on the other side.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm sorry, I thought you meant my
No problem.
laptop was on the bed right now, so I'll do that right now.
So, Paris, is your video working? Yes, good. So let's wait a moment for Caitlin. All right, that looks good. That's great. Yes, perfect. So Paris, if you can also prepare your camera in this way. Yes. Can you keep the camera on something, like on a bed or on something, so that I see you from above? Maybe on a chair or on a table. So, Caitlin, is there another holiday today, or what is going on now in the U.S.?
Yes, next week on the 24th in the weekend.
I see. And today? I see many students are not coming today.
Oh yeah, we visit some of the school, the last day of school today, and yeah. But Miranda still have another 2 days and then off on the 23rd Saturday.
What's today? So is
all the school closed the holiday.
And today are the schools closed today?
No, actually today is open, but the last day was
Yeah, I'm asking about today because I see many students are not coming today. So
Yeah, probably some of that family maybe went on a started vacation or until
I see.
next week. Yeah, 27 for Thanksgiving weekend.
You mean some of the parents extended the vacation for this day as well?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. So Paris and Sydney, am I right? Can you please sit a little further from the camera so that I can see you better? Yeah, I always need to check the legs, hands, and face to make sure that the posture is right. Yes, and I feel that the posture is not right. Paris, can you sit even further than this? Paris, can you sit please even further than this? Yes, and Sydney, you can also sit further. I can see you well in the video. Yes, yes, very good. So now you're sitting well. Now you have, as you sat a little back, you also changed your posture. You maybe did not realize it, but you did that. Okay, so we are ready. Even better. So as we are sitting in a comfortable meditation posture, let's cast the sight down. That means we see the floor in front of us. And we can make the first determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on for 15 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on for 15 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on for 15 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. And with that determination, we can gently, lovingly notice the flat piece of flesh at the top of the head. We allow it to be heavy and changing. We continue to the forehead, eyes, nose, lips, chin, cheeks, ears, back of the head, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the head to be heavy and changing. They are heavy because they have some weight. They are changing as the time goes. When we are babies, they look different way. When we get 90, if we can, they will look different way. So we accept as they are changing. Sometimes the muscles and flesh bring pain. Sometimes they're healthy. Sometimes they're not. So we accept that change. And we continue accepting heaviness and change in the muscles and flesh in the other parts of the body. Neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers, tips of fingers, chest, abdomen, back, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the upper part of the body to be heavy. We continue to the buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, heels, soles, toes, tips of toes, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the body to be heavy. And we enjoy the heaviness. We allow the body to be the way it is. Now let's watch the relationship between the mind and the object of peace. As we are enjoying the freedom from worry about the body, we are enjoying a kind of peace. But what is this word, enjoying? What is this relationship between the mind and the peace? We will be observing not only the relationship, but also the change in that relationship. Now, as we have established our mind in peace, we can share it with others. In our minds, voicelessly, we can recite one sentence and permit all beings in our room, be they insects or bacteria or viruses or humans or animals, whoever is there. We don't force, we don't expect, we just allow. May all beings in this room be in peace. May all beings in this room be in peace. Make sure your back is erect. Check whether your back is slouching or maybe too much in front, and make it erect, make it straight. And we can gradually expand our thought of loving kindness. May all beings in this building be in peace. May all beings in this village or city be in peace. May all beings in this country be in peace. May all beings on this continent be in peace. May all beings on this planet be in peace. May all beings, including me, be in peace. And again, check your back and see if your back is erect. May all beings, including me, be in peace. Now, because the time for this sitting is finished, let's make the last determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, I will always be mindful and shine with loving kindness. From now on, I will always be mindful and shine with loving kindness. From now on, I will always be mindful and shine with loving kindness. And with that determination, we can slowly, mindfully change the way of our sitting. So that means you need to take one of your legs and put it by your side. It's for everyone. So I'm waiting for Caitlin and for Paris and Sydney to sit in a different posture. You probably didn't hear me because the connection is not good. Yes. So I'm still waiting for Paris and Sydney to sit in a different posture. Take one of your legs and put it by your side. Do you know what I mean? So I'm talking to Paris and Sydney. Please sit in a different posture. That means you take one of your legs and you keep it in a different way. You put it by your side. Do you know how to do that? Do you see how Marinda is sitting? So that's what I'm talking about. Or Aumau. Yes, that's exactly it. Finally, you realized. So, Paris, do you see how you are now keeping your back? Paris is slightly bending like that. And Paris was sitting like this throughout the meditation practice. That's why I was encouraging you to keep the back straight. Now, Sydney, is that your name? Sydney, no, what's your name? Can you remind me, please?
My name is Florence.
Florence, that's wonderful. So we have to move from Australia to Italy. So Florence was keeping her back very nicely erect. So then when I suggested that you erect your back, Paris did nothing, and Florence straightened her back even more. Yes, that's right. So I would like to ask Paris to sit in her meditation posture again and help her to see how the back should be straight. Can you please arrange the camera again so that I can see you well like before? You didn't have to adjust the camera, it was perfect. It was better. Previously it was better than this. Yes. A little bit more. Do you think you can do it a little more? Tilt it a little. Yes, yes, yes. You're coming there. Looks like you have it on a stand, or how do you keep it?
It's on the chair.
Oh, it's on a chair. I see. Okay. Anyway, now I can see what I need to see. So, Paris, can you now notice how you keep your back? Do you see that your back is slouching? Do you know the word? The back is slouching when it is not perfectly erect. When it is erect, it is perfectly straight, like a ruler. Okay, yes. Very well. So, Paris, I think you can sit even better. You would need to, if you look at my back like this from the side, you see that it's straight. If I move the screen, the back should be perfectly straight. And what you can do, if you're not sure, then you can move it a little back. And that works so much. That's so powerful in meditation. Usually in meditation, we start meditating like this because we are not calm. Then as we get calm, we realize that we are a little bit bending forward or leaning forward, and we can start to move a little back and back and back and back. Actually, a little bit like this, and maybe even a little more back, is very good if you're sitting in this posture. Can you try it now, Paris? Paris, can you try to move your back a little bit back, a little bit backward? Yes, yes, that's good. Yes, that's what I mean. So this is something that you can try during meditation. This is very healthy. It's very healthy and very good. Your sister can do it, so you can do it too. All right? Paris, is that fine? Yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, I'm talking to Paris. Am I calling you right when I call you Paris?
She says yes.
Excuse me?
She said it's fine.
She said it's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to call you by your Chinese name because I would probably mispronounce it. And that's why I like to call you Paris and Florence. It's so much more comfortable for me. All right. I would like to ask Florence to check on Paris sometimes and help her to keep her back erect. You need to do this also in your daily life, you know. Otherwise, you get a bad habit, and that's so bad for your health. It is so extremely bad for your health. So you need to train yourself to keep your back erect. Now the way you keep your back is slouching. We call that slouching. Yes, this is coming better. Yes, this is much better. So when you're sitting in a meditation posture, it is good to keep your back erect. Paris, do you meditate every day?
No.
No, I see. So and Florence? No. So I would like to suggest to you that you meditate every day. Meditation is a wonderful time when you can train your back. You do not meditate only to train your back, of course, but it's another advantage that you gain if you meditate, that your body is more healthy if you meditate properly. But because you meditate with me, there is a high chance that you will meditate properly, because I'm always there checking and looking and seeing whether it's fine or not. That's why always the cameras need to be prepared so that I see your legs, hands, and face and make sure that your practice, that your posture is correct and that it's healthy. All right, so I would like to suggest that you meditate. You can start with 10 minutes every day, and then later you can increase if you want. But 10 minutes is pretty good for your age. It is a good start for your age. So, Paris, would you like to meditate in the morning or in the evening every day? In the evening, okay. And Florence?
Morning.
In the morning? Okay, that's good. Later, if you decide that you would like to meditate together, then you can, you know what you can do? Florence can meditate in the morning, Paris in the evening, and on Saturdays, Sundays, you can meditate together in the afternoon. What do you think about that? All right, just 10 minutes, you know, we meditate together. This is Saturday, so then on Sunday you could find some comfortable time when you would meditate together. Meditating together is the best, is the lucky situation, because when you meditate together, then if one of you is lazy, then the other one will drag the lazy one to meditate. And then if the one who was not lazy today is lazy the next day, then the other one can drag the other one. So meditating together is very powerful. And it also, how to say that, strengthens the positive relationship. So when husbands and wives meditate together, this is the luckiest situation ever. Or when parents meditate together with their children, this is so wonderful. This is totally amazing, because meditation somehow brings an added benefit that if people meditate together, they trust each other more. And relationship is always based on trust. So when people meditate together, it's so powerful. Okay, so Paris, at what time would you like to meditate every day?
Before I go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. At what time is that? Excuse me? I don't hear you well. You mean 10? Are you saying 10?
Yes.
10, so you go to school at 10 a.m.?
Before I go to sleep.
Oh, actually, Florence is wants to meditate in the evening, right? So at 10 p.m., right? Okay. And so, but now I think Paris was talking to me, right? So, Paris, you want to meditate in the evening, and that is 10 p.m., right? And Florence would like to meditate in the morning. At what time would that be?
Around 8 a.m.
Around 8 a.m. Is that right before you go to school?
No, I go to school at like 6:30.
6:30? So you would meditate at school?
Oh, so I can meditate at school. Okay. We don't have school anymore, so holiday.
You don't have school anymore. You mean like you dropped out and now you have a job, or what do you mean?
It's a holiday. It's a holiday
You have holiday. How long? How long will be your holiday?
until next year.
Until next year. So you will have 2 months holiday. Uh huh. Uh huh. So this is like the summer holiday in the West. Do you have also holiday in July, August? Do you have also long holiday in July, August?
We have a holiday in June.
You have a holiday in June. How long is that? 1 month or 2 months?
Yeah, 1 month.
I see. Okay, so you have it switched. In Europe, you get about 1 month holidays in winter, in December, January, and then 2 months in summer, which is July, August. So I see that Singapore has it switched, probably in the way of Australia. So you get 1 month in summer and 2 months in winter. Yes, in the Czech Republic, we believe that it is nicer to play out when it's a nice weather. So we have 2 months in summer. Hopefully, you understand what I mean. So at the time when the weather is the most beautiful, that's summer, that's July, August. Uh, Children would be supposed to play the most, so of course those days you don't go to school. And then the time when the weather is really bad, children are not supposed to be playing, so they go to school. So that's in winter. Okay, but you have it switched in Singapore. Good to know. All right, so now that's nice. So you have holidays. We don't have holidays. I go to school. The others go to school too. So then, do I understand it correctly that Paris would be meditating at 10 p.m. every day, and Florence would be meditating at 8 a.m. every day, right? So and then on Saturday, Sunday, on Saturday we meet probably together, and then on Sunday you can discuss the time when you'd be comfortable. Would you be more comfortable in the afternoon or before noon?
Afternoon.
Afternoon is better. At what time?
Maybe after lunch.
After lunch. So what time would that be?
Around 1 p.m.
Around 1 p.m. Okay. So Florence, where would you like to meditate? What would be the place where you want to meditate every day? You need to choose a place.
I'll just do it here.
You would be meditating right there. And Paris?
Here.
Right here. Okay. Are you sure that there will be nobody disturbing you during your meditation time? Okay, that's fine. Is that your joint room, or do you each of you have your room?
It's a joint room.
You have a joint room. Okay. All right. So that's for meditation. When you meditate, make sure that your back is erect and try to meditate every day. Not just to make sure your back is erect. That really is a secondary advantage, but to gradually train yourself in mindfulness, peace. Do you know that if you meditate, your brain shape will change a little, and then the brain is more intelligent. It has been found out that when people meditate, their IQ gets higher. So you may like to meditate and then enjoy more success, more intelligence, less mistakes, and more happiness, more peace. It's a lot about patience as well. So as you train yourself to be patient during those 10 minutes and not move at all, I have seen that you were not very calm today, but as you train yourself, you gradually calm down. And as you calm down, you enjoy the practice and you gain patience. And then when you need patience, you can apply that skill. It's a skill, patience. Patience is to remain in a certain composure, to remain in a certain mental state despite the difficulties. So, for example, someone is shouting at you, or someone is threatening you, or you come into a dangerous environment, and you have the power to be patient enough not to overreact. You have the patience to withstand the difficulty without making it worse. So patience is very powerful. When we come into a stressful environment, usually our IQ naturally reduces. So it has been found out that when soldiers are in combat, then automatically their IQ reduces. That's because of the stress. Probably because when we are in a very dangerous situation, our IQ needs to reduce so that the natural fight or flight or freeze reactions can really happen. Because if we are too intelligent, then we may stop those natural processes and we may get ourselves into a bigger danger. Unfortunately, this works in the forest when you meet a tiger or an elephant, but it doesn't work in the office or at school. So when we are in the office or at school, we actually do not want fight, flight, freeze reaction. We want intelligence reaction. And for that, you will need to train yourself in patience, in resilience, in calm. And the best opportunity for such training is your meditation time. So when you meditate, always remember that the number one requirement, or the number one expectation, that's a better word, in your practice is to stay motionless, like a statue. So that's what you train. If you are concentrated or not, calm or not, well, that may come later, but the first and foremost expectation is that you stay motionless like a statue, so that later, with this skill to stay motionless like a statue, the calm and peace and wisdom and so on can come up naturally. And then as you train yourself in staying motionless like a statue, well, then you get the skill to be patient. Because as you meditate, you feel like, oh, I want to move my hands a little, or I want to move my head a little, or I want to move my shoulders a little, or I want to move my legs a little, but you do not do it. And because you do not do it, you are training yourself in patience. You decided in the beginning, from now on for 10 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and loving kindness without any movement. So, because you decided that it will be without any movement, then you need to fulfill that. If you do not fulfill it, well, then you become slave of your minds, not the Lord's. If you can stay motionless despite the urges to move, well, then you are the lords of your mind, and then you can take this skill and use it in the everyday life. So then when someone is shouting at you, or commanding you, or doing bad things to you, you do not overreact. So you do not create the situation worse. There are always situations. See, I am a monk, I'm world famous, I have everything I need, and still there are people who are shouting at me. Still there are people who are commanding me. Life is like that. And in those cases, as soon as I overreact, oh, this is a bad monk. Oh, he's overreacting. But that's part of the life. So we need to be careful. We need to be careful, regardless how someone is admonishing us and shouting at us and trying to punish us or trying to do us something bad. We need to keep our calm so that they have no chance to substantiate their actions. They should never have a real reason to harm us. If they harm us because they are evil, well, then that's their fault. That's no problem. But they should not be harming us because of something true. We should not be. We should not provide any true reason for anyone to harm us or to tell us anything bad. So for that, we need to be patient and very careful and mindful. All right. Do you have any question, Florence Paris, about this? No question? It's clear? All right. So today, let's do our Burmese pronunciation. I would like to gradually train you all in the Sri Lankan but also the Burmese pronunciation of the 5 precepts and 3 refuges, so that when your parents are chanting, you can join them in the chanting and you feel like you understand each other. And when your friends who are Buddhists but they are not Burmese chant, you can join them and you also understand each other. So it's very good to know both. So I would like to ask everyone to unmute. Waiting for Marinda. Yes. So this will be Burmese pronunciation. I think Marinda did not attend some of our classes on Burmese pronunciation. Marinda, I have published. I have shared a little table on Burmese pronunciation from the English, or we call it Roman script. Did you see it in the Viber group? Do you have access to our Viber group?
Access to the Viber group, but I haven't seen it then.
You haven't seen it. So please search it there and see if you can learn it. You do not have to memorize it, but try to read it and see if you can understand everything there, so that following with us will be easier and it will make more sense. All right, so let's start. I will say Yamaha wadamita wadeta, and you can then reply ama bhante. So let's try that together. Yamaha wadamita wadeta. So now comes the request. In Burmese pronunciation, 3 things totally change, and that is ja changes into sa changes into ta, and ja changes into za. Ja will come a little later. Also, there is a change in the vowels. So especially if the vowel is followed by 2 consonants, then the vowel can change. So for example, here you can see in the word panchasilang, the vowel is followed by 2 consonants, therefore it will change. But it depends on the consonants. So in this case, when it is nya and something else, the vowel will change into ye, and therefore it becomes piensatilang instead of panchasila. Now notice that there is ch that will change into sa will change into ta. So instead of pancha silang, you have piensa tilang. That is one quite difficult in here. The rest you will probably realize as you repeat after me. So you can keep your hands together at the chest and you can repeat after me. Aham bhante titaranena taha piensatilang dhamman yasami. Anogahan Gatawa Tilandeta Mebhante Anukampan Upadaya. Dutiyampi aham bhante titaranena taha piensatilang dhamman yasami. Anogahan katawa tilandeta mebhante anukampan upadaya. Tatiyampi aham bhante titaranena taha piensatilang dhamman yasami. Anogahan katawa tilandeta mebhante anukampan upadaya. Namo tata bhagavato arahato tamma sambuddhassa. Namo tata bhagavato arahato tamma sambuddhassa. Namo tata bhagavato arahato tamma sambuddhassa. Bodhan taranang gishami. Dhamman taranang gishami. Sanghan taranang gishami. Dutiyampi bodhan taranang gishami. Dutiyampi dhamman taranang gishami. Dutiyampi tangham taranang gishami. Tatiyampi bodhan taranang gishami. Tatiyampi dhamman taranang gishami. Tatiyampi tangham taranang gishami. So now I will encourage you all to I will acknowledge that going for refuges is complete, and you can then reply Ama Bhante, yes, Venerable Sir. So let's try that together. Taranagamanam pariponam. Yes. So please remember to keep the hands together at the chest. That's the sign that you mean it seriously. Otherwise, you would not keep them at the chest, for example, when you are training it or memorizing it, or when you're at an exam where you're checked whether you remember it. But otherwise, we always keep the hands together when we are taking precepts or when we are taking refuges. When you're requesting me, of course you're requesting me, therefore you are keeping the hands together, not me, because I'm the one who is requested. But then when we are paying respect to the Buddha here, and when we are taking the refuges, that's for all of us. That's why I keep my hands together at that time. But then for the 5 precepts, I do not keep my hands together, whereas you ideally would, because I myself follow different precepts. I follow over 91 billion rules. It is 91,805,036,000 rules. Therefore, I do not take the 5 precepts. I can recite them, but I do not take them. That could effectively make me a layperson, and that's not a good idea. So I do not take 5 precepts, but I take the so-called Patimokha, which are those many rules. In brief, 227 rules. In detail, over 91 billion. So that's why I do not keep my hands together, but I would like to ask you, everyone, to do that. So you can repeat after me. The first precept is I follow the precept of refraining from killing living beings. Panatipata. Veramani. Teikhapadan. Tamadiyami. The second precept means I follow the precept of refraining from taking what is not given. It means we never steal. Adena dana. Veramani. Teikhapadan. Tamadiyami. The third precept means I follow the precept of refraining from sexual misconduct. It means that if you have a wife or husband, you are faithful to them, and ideally you would not even fall in love with anyone else who is not your wife or your husband. Kametu. Mesasara. Veramani. Dekhapadam. Damadhyami. You have hopefully noticed that there is a rule. When I is followed by two consonants like ICC or IKK, then from I becomes A. And then, of course, you follow the rules for the remaining consonants. So this IK becomes A, or IC becomes A, and then the remaining is read as usually. So cha would be read as sa. Therefore, instead of mit cha jara, from ich becomes A, and cha becomes sa. So it is me sa sara. For sikha padang, it's basically the same thing. So IK become A, and then you read the rest. Instead of sikha padang, it is tekha padang. The fourth rule means I follow the precept of refraining from false speech. It means we never tell lies. Mudawada. Veramani. Dekhapadam. Damadhyami. The fifth precept means I followed the rule of refraining from drinking alcohol and taking drugs. Here, notice we will have ja sound. In Burmese, it changes into za. And when you have a followed by j, then it becomes I. Just like previously we had a followed by double C in the word gachami, it became gisami. So here similarly, majja becomes mizza. So you can repeat after me. Tura, meraya, mizza, pamadatthana, veramani, dekhapadam, damadhyami. So now I will encourage you all to protect and follow the 3 refuges and 5 precepts very well and make effort mindfully. And you can then reply Amabhante if you agree with that. So let's try that together. Titarnena tadhain piensati landhamanta dhukantura kitan katwa apamadena tampadeta. May you be happy, healthy, and may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana. And here in Burmese pronunciation, you would reply Tadhu, Tadhu, Tadhu. So let's try that together. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana. Yes, thank you. So let me show you the chart right away. Let me see if I can get it easily. Okay. Oh, that was Word document. Here it is. All right. Can everyone see it? Green, yellow, and blue. Can you see the table? If yes, you can nod like this. If no, you shake your head. You cannot see it? Okay. So I probably just shared with you the rules. So let me share with you the table. Now can you see it? If yes, you just nod. Thank you. You know, nodding totally enough. You do not have to like unmute yourself every time you want to say yes. So now you can see this. I'm showing this especially to Sabina. Melanie is going to talk in German, or what's going on. So I'm showing this to Marinda, sorry, and here you can see that I have divided the differences into 3 categories. So the first one is partial change, the second one is complete change, and the third one is change in vowel. So some of the things change just a little. You know, the N and M, you've probably noticed, becomes sound instead of an or it becomes and then V becomes wa, then ta and da that are blunt become sharp ta and da, while the sharp ta and da remain sharp ta and da. So then it's a little bit funny because you then cannot just understand what's going on. If you don't know the text and someone talks to you in Burmese pronunciation, then there's basically no way to understand. All right, and then finally the double consonants, they change a little. So in that case, instead of pamadatana, you know, taking pause there for a second, you cut the sound off and move your tone a little bit up. So pamadatana. So you cut off that last portion of the sound, so it becomes pamada, and you're cut off there, frozen. And then you continue with the remaining portion, tana, pamada, tana. And here, ture, kitan. Here, the dot, I like to use the word the dot here to indicate that you cut off your sound, that you get frozen. All right, so now complete change, I've already said that. Sa becomes ta, ja becomes sa, ja becomes za. And finally, we have here changes in vowels, which are more complicated. You see there are 7 of them. AKK becomes a, ACC becomes is, ANC becomes yes, A without nothing becomes A otherwise, so that's actually no change at all. Actually, it becomes a, from a becomes a, but it's not such a big problem. From E followed by double consonant becomes A, like in Tekapatan or Adena Dana or Mesa Sara. And in U followed by double consonant, it becomes O, Ano Gahan, Bo Dan, Paripo Nan. And finally, O followed by 2 consonants does not appear in our text, but you may like to know it. So instead of Gotta, you would read Gauta, Gauta. All right, so that's all what I wanted to tell you, Marinda. And now I want to know the situation with the notes. So previously I asked you all to prepare notes from sleep, right? So let me first check who has the book now. So those who have the book, can you please raise the hand, raise your Zoom hand? So do you know how to do that? Like me? Yes. Melanie is going to speak in German. Marinda, do you have the book?
I have
Excuse me?
But I haven't done the notes.
You have the book, but you haven't done the notes. Now I'm asking only about the book. So if you have the book, please raise your hand. Yes, Melanie. And do you know that when you post the flag, it's actually a German flag. Then I feel like you're going to speak in German, Melanie. Can you hear me well? Melanie, are you here with me? Yes. Okay. All right. So it seems everyone has the book. Nice. So let's keep our hands down and now we have just the chapter 5. So let's move on through that fast. I think within 5 minutes we can have it. So please read, because we don't have much time, we're so much over time already. Just please read one sentence of your notes that you have written. And if you have long sentence, you can read half, but the portion that makes sense. So let me ask Aumau, please, to read for us.
Sleep is one of the most important aspects of daily life and is the most least understood.
Thank you very much. Paris?
I'm finding my note.
You're searching for it. Caitlin?
Sleep is very important for teenagers. However, school limits them from getting the amount of sleep that they need.
Yes, that's right. Did you write down something, anything at all?
Yeah, I just couldn't find it, but I remember writing that one thing down.
Perfect. Yes. Melanie already told me she does. Sorry, Melanie. Do you have your notes from 5th chapter?
No, I do not have any notes.
Okay. So I'm waiting for Paris and Florence to get their notes. Ideally, you write your notes on computer, so you always have them at hand. Does any one of you use Evernote or OneNote? If yes, please raise your hand. Melanie can remove her hand if she doesn't use Evernote or OneNote. No one uses Evernote? Melanie uses Evernote?
I only used it once.
You used it once, I see. But you have your account, right?
I think I've forgotten the account.
If anyone have a Google account, Gmail account, then that's how you can log into Evernote. Evernote is for free. You do not need to buy it. There is the version that's bought provides you with some little additional features, but I think you might not need it. You probably will not need it, but if you want, the additional feature provides you with the opportunity to use the app on more devices. So if you have like 2 phones or 1 computer, but if you have just 2 devices, 1 phone, 1 computer, then you're perfectly fine with the free version. Also, in the free version, you cannot like upload too many things too fast. But why would you upload? This is for typing down your notes, right? And also, this is wonderful thing about Evernote. I want to share it with everyone, and I want to show everyone this magnificent advantage of having Evernote. Evernote is really a wonderful thing. I use Evernote basically for everything related to studies and information. So let me see. I have there also my password and passwords and things. But let me show you, for example, how I type notes for university. Now I'm actually enrolled in a university. I'm studying now a 3rd course there, a 3rd 2 months long course out of altogether, how many? 12 courses, whatever. Here I have my notes, and let's look at, for example, number 7, middle childhood. That's, we are now studying about you, by the way. Yeah, this is how I type my notes. So I usually actually copy paste from the book the text that I like. So I like to use a lot of colors to later search information easier. And I have special tags. In Evernote, it's a little complicated with tags. So I made up my tags, for example, R underscore or GS underscore or S underscore or whatever else, D underscore. You can see here underscore Q, but that's a secret, and some others. So when I'm using these tags, I can then easily find what I want. So if I want to find something about research results, then I know that I search everything that's blue, and then I'm just looking on the node and I'm searching where is blue, and I immediately see those things that I want to see. And my seeing is not delayed by some other things. When I remember, oh, that time I read something so important, what was that? Then I know that I marked it by S, that means serious. So and made it red. So then I'm looking for those things that are red, because I remember that I marked it by red, that it was so serious that I marked it by red, and then I easily find it. But I have a lot and lot of notes. This is just a little display of how it looks like. So this is what Evernote can provide you. If you want to save pictures in Evernote, that's very easy in Windows. You might be using Mac, and there's probably also a trick like that. But if I have a document, let me pop up some document, for example, from our school. And if I have a picture in that document and I like that picture, for example, some graph, or some diagram. Let me see if I find a nice diagram in here. Here is a beautiful diagram. So let's see that I come across a nice diagram like this in a book, and I want to keep it in my notes. So I do not need to draw it. I just press Win Shift S, and then I select that. I will select that, and it immediately moves into the memory of Windows. And then I can go to my note, whatever is the place where I want to paste it, and then in that place I just press Ctrl V, and I will get that picture there right away. It takes literally a few seconds. Another wonderful thing is that I can save websites, not just Wikipedia, but basically anything I want. So for example, there was a beautiful graph connecting ADD, ADHD, OCD, and something else. What could that be? Well, that should be enough. And depression. And there was a beautiful picture of that. Let me see if I can find it again. Well, yes, here it is. This is so wonderful. I could not find it in any research paper, but it's just here. It's such a wonderful idea, that that these mental disorders, that they're connected. Whatever. Now, suppose that I like this article and I want to keep it in my Evernote. Then it is actually relatively easy. I have here a little icon called Evernote, clip to Evernote. I will just click on that, and then I can select whether I want to keep it in my Evernotes as the full article, or to simplify it so that I have there everything I want. Well, the graph is gone though, which is not nice. So in that case, of course, I would select the article, right? But you see, even the article doesn't contain it excludes it. So, okay, so then I select full page and I can save full page as a note. I can save it as a bookmark. For example, if it's a YouTube video, it makes sense to save it as a bookmark because you will not actually download the video into your Evernote. You will, this is for text only, text and pictures. All right, so let's say that I want the full page and I want to save it into my notebook, not just a note, notebook called childhood. Then I press save clip and all of that website will be copied into Evernote. So I do not need to visit the website. I do not need to use bookmarks. I will just have it in the Evernote. So then I just open my Evernote. I will go to my notebook called childhood, and then I just have to find, and then I just have it there, although I will have to update my notes. I usually do not update my notes because most of the things I just do in the software. So when I update it, then it should appear there. So that's probably in here, and here you see it. I have it there, including this beautiful idea of connecting OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, to so many other so-called how are they called? Well, attention disorders. They're called attention disorders altogether. All right, nice. So that was my little introduction to Evernote. I can introduce so much more. This is my daily bread, if that's the way you call it. So if you can install Evernote, it's for free. If you have Gmail account, you don't need to make another account. It works also from a browser. So if you feel like your computer is not okay, or if you do not want to make any accounts on a computer, you feel like other people are using the computer, then you can use the browser. So you go to evernote.com, you log in, and immediately you are there in your notes. So this is my suggestion. Then you do not have to search your notebooks when we are reading our notes. But it's also good for writing your notes from school, to keep them at the right place, and to write other notes. You like a nice recipe, or you got a nice idea, or you found a beautiful website, or somebody told you something, you want to save it. Anything. And then you just have it wherever you go. You just have to remember your Gmail name and password. That's all what you need for this. Okay, so this is from me. Paris, did you find your notes? Okay, so please read for us one of the sentences.
Sleep is critical to the health of every human being.
I cannot hear you well. What's going on?
Sleep is critical to the health of every human being.
Sleep is
Is critical to the health of every human being.
Yes, very nice. Yes, you're talking very silently, but your microphone is not taking you very well. Like I have here a professional newspaper, or how do you call it? How do you call it? News reporter's microphone, so I can stay far from the microphone and it still catches my sound. But you may like to come closer to your microphone so that I can hear you well. All right, Florence, can you read for us your note? Florence, are you with us? I totally don't hear you at all. You're still searching the note? Okay. So Melanie was also searching her notes, right? Melanie.
Yes, Professor?
Have you found it?
I didn't take notes.
You didn't take the note. Okay.
I
So,
remember
yeah.
from the last chapter though.
Okay. Was that the chapter on sleep?
No.
I see. Now we are reading notes from chapter on sleep.
Oh, okay.
So Florence, have you got your note? I'm trying to hear something, but I don't hear anything.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm listening.
Refusing to read your pleas to wake up is not a sign of rebelliousness.
Can you come closer to the microphone?
Refusing to read your pleas to wake up is not a sign of rebelliousness.
I see. Refusing to... what was that? Refusing to?
Refusing to read your pleas to wake up
I see.
is not a sign.
I see. Refusing to hear your pleas to wake up is not necessarily a sign of rebelliousness. Okay, yes, that's right. Thank you very much. So that's notes for 5. Let me open up my Evernote and my note right away. So there I have a lot of notes from chapter 5, one of my most favorite chapters in the book. So let me read, for example, the last one. A blue light in LED and in LEDs, for instance, is healthy and can trigger circadian rhythm, something both NASA and Russian scientists are tinkering with in experiments simulating a multi-year-long mission to Mars when astronauts' circadian rhythms would be thrown into disarray. But you don't look into that blue light right before you go to sleep, because then you would not like to fall asleep. I suppose that you can look into the blue light so in the right time, and then that blue light will help you to make your circadian rhythm the way you want it. So that's 5. I would like to encourage you everyone to read chapter 6 and prepare your 2 notes for our next class. Today we are 30 minutes over time, but I'm very happy that we did so much. I would like to encourage Paris and Florence to be ready with their camera when they're coming for the class, so that we do not need to, wait until that's done. And everyone here, when you meditate, please make sure that your back is erect. This is of utmost importance for your health. I previously encouraged the other students to meditate every day. That's why I was talking about everyday meditation only with only with Paris and Florence. But I hope to get back to that another day. Please, everyone, meditate every day. I also meditate every day. Everyone, please meditate every day. It is very good for your health. It's very good for your peace. And it helps you to understand the Buddha's teachings and other ideas much better. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be successful in everything you do. We cannot hear you, Mamechi. Or I cannot hear you. Yes, your sound seems to come up.
Thank you, Venerable Sir.
Thank you, Venerable Sir.
Thank you, Venerable Sir.
Venerable Sir.
Nice, thank you.
Goodbye, Venerable Sir.